I'm a son of a farmer, born and bred somewhere at a place called Lari, somewhere in central Kenya. A place well endowed with very good climate, very fertile soils. And so my parents took up farming as a side hustle, basically to supplement my dad's income from his day job as a teacher. Most of the time they would specialize in farming potatoes. For you to get a good harvest from farming potatoes, a lot of work goes into it. You have to make sure that those trenches are well done. You have to throw in some manure in there. You have to throw in some fertilizer. And most of the time, he would get a decent harvest. When the harvest time came, the middlemen, they would show up in hordes ready to make a kill. What I remember most is how they would package the potatoes. You know, they would do that sack up to the brim, and then they would do that sort of muffin topping, yeah? The amount of potatoes that would go into the muffin topping was like 3 times what went into the sack, yeah? So when they were done with all this business, that packaging looked like an inverted pyramid. So I remember a time my dad had had enough of that, and he said, I can't take this anymore. So he decided to do something different. He decided to venture into wheat farming, which was unheard of. I mean, farming wheat somewhere in the foothills of Obedeas was absurd. And to everyone's surprise, it did well. First 2 months, the third month, there were good prospects of a good harvest. It looked like he had hit the jackpot. But when the wheat started to dry up in readiness for harvest, something strange happened. You know, the birds in the entire neighborhood had found out a new delicacy. So every morning they would turn up, and actually every morning we saw an even bigger flock of birds turning up, and they would strip those grains from every stalk. So at the end of it, it was effortless. So from there, he did a few hit and miss. He tried broccoli, he tried cauliflower, which didn't work well. So he found himself back to square one. Middlemen, potatoes. So contrary to what we were told when we were in school about agriculture, do we still remember what we were told? That agriculture is a backbone of our economy. So I grew up knowing agriculture as this backbone-breaking economic activity. All toil and nothing to show for it. For that reason, I grew up hating middlemen. So do we have any here? So after that, going to school, I went to school, campus, got a job, which was a big relief. I didn't have to go back, become a farmer. Yeah. Sadly, my dad's ordeal in the hands of middlemen is almost the similar story for every smallholder farmer in this country. And the challenges are many. You have to contend with relying on with the rainfall, lack of quality inputs, lack of credible sources for extension information and all that. And the list goes on, so the challenges are many. Agriculture contributes about 27% of Kenya's GDP. And smallholder farmers, they hold the promise of making Kenya a food-secure country. And at the same time, creating millions of jobs, which we need for our youth. So early this year, Safaricom launched this product called DigiFarm, which is a mobile application platform accessible through a feature phone, through a smartphone, which farmers can be able to access affordable credit. They can be able to access extension services. They can be able to, most importantly, it connects the farmers to the markets where they can sell their product, thereby bypassing the middleman. what I find amazing about DigiFarm is the way it brings together different partners with strengths in different fields, yeah, to come up or to have this one-stop platform, yeah, where farmers who seek to improve their productivity and earnings from their farming can get all the information they need, yeah. And with technology, we are seeing a lot of farmers, especially the young people, embracing farming, and which is actually a big change. A while ago, you may have heard that the average age of a farmer, which is still the case, is about 60 years. And to be honest, I don't have a problem with 60-year-olds, but to be honest, they won't make Kenya a food-secure country. And actually, that's not where we need jobs going to. We need more young people to venture into farming. And one more thing that DigiFarm has done is to restore, number one, the dignity of the farmer, at the same time restoring the fortunes of the farmer. And the whole DigiFarm story got me thinking of something: the power of partnerships. What can we do as individuals, as leaders in our own respective spaces? How much can we do to come together to find solutions that face the challenges of our society? And the challenges are many. And if you look at education, healthcare, and all that, the challenges are many. So back to my story. 3 years ago, I decided to do farming as a side hustle. Yeah. So I usually grow tomatoes, and actually most of my customers are my colleagues, some of whom I can see here. So thank you for being good customers. Yeah. Thank you, Sandra. So actually, it's sort of a joint venture with my dad, who is now retired. So given that most of the time I'm in office, he's the one who supervises work being done. He takes care of the crops during the weekend. When he sees something not going right, he can be able to alert me, and I'm able to come up with a solution. So one of the things that appealed to me to change my mind, or what changed my thinking about agriculture and made me venture into agribusiness, is the use of technology. So technology has changed the way things are done in terms of access to information, access to market, and we no longer have to face up to the middleman, which is a good thing. So my challenge for you, as leaders in our respective spaces, as business leaders, as individuals in our different professional areas, what can we do to come together to create shared value, to make great things happen? Thank you.